morning, good morning. Working out, guys. Good morning, good morning. What's going on, people? Today I want to talk about not getting involved with people who don't respect their family. Hey, I'm just a country boy. How you doing? People who don't respect their family. Not getting involved with people like that. And you can tell people who don't respect their family because they'll do things that, the average, and not even average, the above average high class family would not accept. If the above high class family would not accept it, and that person's doing it, you know that person does not respect their family, right? Because everyone should want their family to be high class and above average, right? Hi, Ann K. Hello. Everyone should want their family to be high class and above average, and to be, and that doesn't mean having all the money in the world. It really means having all the respect and dignity in the world. Oh, that's nice. Having the respect and the dignity. What's dignity? Dignity is when, and I can get the exact definition, but I'm just going to go off the top of my head. Dignity is when you're proud of yourself. It's when you're proud of yourself because you made the right choices. You're not going to have dignity, and you're not going to be proud of yourself if you keep making bad choices. And families teach you dignity. And if your family didn't teach you dignity, that doesn't mean throw your family away. That means you teach yourself dignity and show your family what is being above average and high class. Why am I talking about this morning? In the car yesterday, coming from the pool with my two kids, the air conditioner in our car is acting up, so we had the windows down. We stop at a light. We look at the corner store next to us. They have some Jamaican pookies out there, some old Jamaican pookies, exposing themselves. And my daughter saw it. My daughter has 20/20. She's like, that guy just took his penis out. It shocked the hell out of my daughter, and I was highly upset. And I would have got out and said something, but you can't even address these pookies. It's too dangerous. You got to call the police. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive by there again with my windows down. I'm going to have my camera rolling this time If he does it again, then I shall call the police and let him know. This is 2 incidences where this guy is exposing himself on the corner. How do I know they were Jamaican? Because they were speaking patois and they had dreadlocks in their head. It's traumatizing, but it's also a learning experience for her. I don't want her dating guys that are at the corner store every day, sitting by the corner store. Now she sees why. See, they're not in their right mind. You know what I mean? I want my daughter to date someone who is highly established, lots of dignity, lots of respect, has lots of respect, has respect for her family. So sometimes, the kids got to see the crazy shit so that they can see, oh man, I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to marry that. But it was very horrible. It's still pissing me off. But man, I support the maintained slaughterhouses. Men suck. Look, they support the maintained slaughterhouses. Not all men suck. Some men are very responsible. They try hard. They care about their families. They care about their community. They try hard to be a good man. Real men don't eat animals. Donald Trump eats animals and he's great. So I'm not going to sit here and say you can't eat animals. I don't eat animals. And I think, the more vegetables you eat, the healthier you will be. And the more healthy grains and the more, plant protein you eat, you'll be healthy. But, that's just my opinion. I'm not going to tell people to stop eating meat because it was hard as hell for me to stop eating meat. And I still think about meat to this day. But anyway, so I just wanted to, get on here real quick and tell people, drive your kids through the hood, man, and let them see what they should. And I'm not saying all hood people are bad people, because I know we have some older communities in the hood that keep their lawns up, that stay in the house and mind their business and watch TV and that care about their communities and pay their taxes and go to work. I know you have community people like that in the hood. But drive them by the hood and let them see the crazy people on the corner and say, hey, that's what you don't want to be. So you better do good in school or that's going to be you. You think PDF files are great. Are you delusional? Donald Trump signed an executive order to spray more around. Okay, bye, Doug Nuff. Anybody talking shit about Donald Trump, you got to go. I don't even want to read your opinion. Since Donald Trump more slaughter 80 billion land, okay, that's not my problem, okay? Some people got to eat meat, and that's what if they're going to eat meat, they're going to eat meat. You know what I mean? He talking about the animals, but what about the people? What about the Americans? Donald Trump cares about the Americans. Can I have some people in here writing some good things about Donald Trump, please? I know we have him out there. He's a great president. Please share some positive opinions about Donald Trump in my chat, please. And you can share your negative opinions as well, but they will be you will be blocked because I don't even want to deal with it. I'm at that point in life where I know exactly where I stand. But yeah, anyway, drive your kids through the hood and let them see, and let them see the crazy people on the corner, and say, hey, you know how you get there? Drugs, partying, not doing your work, hanging out all night, not respecting your family, not having dignity, not having self-respect, not having morals. That's how you get there. Don't hide the crazies from them. Let them see the crazies on the corner. But yeah, I didn't like what that guy did. I didn't like it at all. And I'm gonna drive by there again, and I'm gonna have my phone rolling. I'm gonna have my son with the camera in the back rolling, and we're gonna let our windows down again. If he does that shit again, we're gonna have a problem. I'm reporting him to the police and ICE. After I report him to the police, I'm going to report him to ICE. As Americans, we got to do our job and start reporting these people to ICE. You see some shit that don't look right, report them to ICE. And if it's a family member that is a little off, get them some help, man. Get your family members some help. The younger, the better. The younger, the better, man, because you don't want things to just, you don't want to just be, you know. Thank you, Black Therapy. What's going on with you guys? Yeah, you got to report people, man. Report them. I totally agree. So I came on early today because I'm not going to be able to come on later because I got to do some work. I'm doing my workout right now. So that's why I don't have the camera on. But, yeah, good morning, people. Good morning. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on these days. Yeah. People aren't reporting it. People are just so caught up on their job. All they can think about is work. But you got to also think about your society and where your kids are growing up. And, you know, getting these people help, getting them off the streets and getting them in some type of rehab. These people need rehab. The drugs have completely taken over their minds. And that's one thing. That's another thing about Donald Trump. He's about getting the drugs off the street. He wants to get the drugs off the street. Did Kamala Harris ever say anything about getting the drugs off the street? Did Biden ever say anything about getting the drugs off the street? Because Donald Trump, he made that something very, he made it very, he prioritized it. Getting the drugs off the street, because that's what's destroying people's family. It's drugs. They're altering your reality, altering your mind, causing all drugs. Even the green stuff. They never get the drugs off the street. They want to make sure that they have government barcodes on them if they are present. They need to get rid of the medical marijuana too. The medical marijuana is a problem too. It's a problem too. Because it's getting people hooked. It makes people want to stay home and not be productive, you know? It makes people not want to be productive. But if you don't got no weed to smoke all day, you're going to be looking for something to do, you know what I mean? Which needs to be making money, needs to be taking your family on vacations, taking your family places, you know? So yeah, guys, that's it. That's all I was gonna say. All right. I'm out of here. If anyone has anything else to say, I'll wait another 2 minutes. But that's all I wanted to say. Alrighty. In order to get the drugs off the street, they got to get the illegals out too. That's a main part of the drugs. The illegals are the ones bringing in the drugs. Where else are the drugs coming from? You don't have coca trees in United States. So it has to be coming from outside the United States. And the marijuana is bad too. I know some people need it, like maybe the paraplegic or the severely mentally, you know, people who are severely Down syndrome. Maybe it helps them, you know, relax in some type of way. I understand that. But if you're a fully mobile person that's talking and walking and you're able to do the bodily functions of an everyday ordinary person, you don't need to be smoking weed every day. What are you trying to forget? Whatever happened in the past, forget it, man. Just forget it. It's over. You don't need weed to make you forget about it or to help you relax. Go and get 2 jobs. You're just somebody that's hooked on drugs and you want to keep doing drugs. gasoline. And you probably know. In fact, I'm getting you out of here because I'm not gonna. Cannabis has much less apathetic potential to a person than social media does. That's not true. Social media has a lot of news on social media. Social media only gets toxic when you have PDFs on there, or you have negative people on there harassing other people. Even the false information is okay because people can just Google it and find out if it's false. So social media only becomes a problem when you got the toxic people on there, and the drunkies, and the addicts. Get off those drugs, people, because drugs help people use you. Even marijuana, it's easy to use someone who's on marijuana. Your marijuana man, the one you get it from, he's getting all your money. You need to save your money up, buy a house, get out of your mama's house. Okay? That's what we need to do. Stop smoking marijuana, save up your money, get out of your mama's house. Because they're spraying it with stuff. You know what I mean? It has too much. And also, like, you can smoke too much of it and have a psychosis. You're smoking it every day. Oh, I gotta have it before work. I have to have it after work. I have to have it before a meal. I have to have it after a meal. I have to have it before my TV show. I have to have it after my TV show. It makes you dependent upon it. It relaxes the mind so much that you forget a lot of important information. You lose a lot of shit on weed and accuse people a lot on weed. I've been there, done that. I know what it does. But, you know, like, I know it's hard to get off of it, so maybe, you know, you're going to get off of it either two ways. This is how you're going to get off of it. Either you're going to get... Oh, hold on. No. 4 ways. Either death. Number 2, incarceration. I don't know if I think they do have drugs in jail as well. I guess they sneak it in, but when you're incarcerated, you're not supposed to be doing drugs. Committed. You get committed to a hospital because of the drugs and the psychosis and all that. Makes you wig out. Or you get off of it yourself. You wean yourself off of it. Instead of having 3 blunts a day, you go down to 2. After you have 2 blunts a day, you go down to 1. Worst case, doesn't want to give up his marijuana. He doesn't want to give it up. He wants to smoke his marijuana and he wants to vote Democrat. Get out of here. And that's another reason I support the Republicans, because they are against drugs. They're against drugs. Thank God they didn't legalize marijuana. If they would have legalized marijuana, oh man, it would have been a shit show. It would have been a shit show. But definitely, guys, think about changing your party too. Don't not vote. If you are a Black American, don't not vote. Okay, you gotta vote. That's the only thing I agree with the Democrat. Thank you so much. That's the only thing I agree with the Democrats about, is that we need to vote, but we don't need to vote blue. Hell no. No way. If you are a immigrant trying to bring in more of your illegal cousins, then you might vote blue. But if you're an American and you care about America, if you are an immigrant American and you care about your place in America and how hard it took you to get here, and if you are a Black American, you care about your place in America and how hard it was for our ancestors to be able to you know, how hard it was for us picking cotton and building railroads and starting institutes and starting HBCUs and all the stuff we had to go through to become where we are, where other people can and help other people get here with the Civil Rights Act and the 14th Amendment, helping other people get here to this country. If you're an American and you care about your place here in America and you want to keep your place in America, then you're going to vote red. Because you not voting at all, that hurts. That hurts us. That hurts our country and our voting system. How you going to be in America and don't like America? I don't even understand that shit. Thank you, Tejuan de Fuego. How you gonna be in America and you don't like America? Why would you tell such a projected view of Republicans being against drugs? I live in Texas and I've yet to encounter anti-drug Republican or conservative. Sir, we talking about voting now. We're past the drugs. We're talking about voting now. We're voting Republican. Republicans aren't for drugs because Republicans are the ones that stop. We were trying to get, not me, but in Florida, they were trying to legalize recreational marijuana. The Republicans stood up and was like, hell no. Thank God they did. Thank God they did. Imagine if they would have legalized recreational marijuana in Florida. It would be complete chaos. Republicans are smart people, man, because they're for family, they're for God, and they're for, morality, and they're for conservatism, conserving the way things are. And I'm not saying immigrants can't come here. I'm not saying that. Immigrants are Americans too, but I am telling them, hey, you got to stop voting Democrat if you want to save your place in this country. If you want to make this country better. We got to start voting Republican. You can't even, and I know a lot of people are independent. You want to go in there and write your own candidate in. That's not going to work, man. All you're doing is dividing. You're dividing the party. The parties have already been established. It's Democrat and Republican. You can't change it. FBAs too. I know we are delineating and we're not concerning ourselves with any other group. We're not concerning ourselves with the Mexicans. We're not concerning ourselves with the Cubans. We're not concerning ourselves with the Jamaicans or the Haitians and their agendas. We're worrying about FBAs and tangibles for FBAs. But the first step is to vote Republican so that we can keep our country. Point blank, keep your country. I don't want to talk about the Epstein files, sir, okay? You Democrats can't think past the damn Epstein files. You Democrats can't think past the Epstein files, I swear. Every time a Democrat comes in here, he says, what about the files, the Epstein files? What about the Democratic files? What about the Democratic files? I want to see some Democratic files because every time they expose someone in office, it's always a Democrat laundering money. Stealing money from the people. Stealing tax dollars. I can think of the last Democrat that stole tax dollars, but I can't think of the last Republican that stole tax dollars. I can't think of it on top of my head. I can't. Yes. Yes, it is Cosmic Poe. Can you guys think of a Republican that stole tax dollars? Hi, Jeffrey Ray. I can't think of one. So we got to go with the honest party here. I know, whatever you guys are holding against the Republicans, I think is because maybe some people may be married to immigrants. If you're married to an immigrant and that person is an immigrant American now, You need to let them know, hey, look, I love you and I love my country too. And I'm going to be voting red. Thank you, Cosmic Poe. You're keeping it real. I was a Democrat until recently. They truly effed us up. They sure did. How is ICE gonna come for me, sir? My grandfather fought in the Civil War. Okay, I'm sorry, they're not coming for me, dear. I think you're scared. They're not the same. Red is for America. Blue is for others. Blue is for everything that comes across the water. Red is for American blood. Blue is for everything that comes across the waters. If you rep, could be a different color. I got Hussein out of here. The name told me all I needed to know. Anyway, alright guys, I'm gonna go and finish my workout, take a shower, and get ready for my day, do some work, make some money in this great country. Bye guys.